80,000 managers, 400 companies, 25 years of Gallup research, and they found one thing that the world's greatest managers all have in common. It's not charisma, it's not experience, it's not an MBA from a school with a Latin motto. The best managers in the world all break the same rules. And the rules they break are the ones that your HR department is still enforcing. That disconnect is costing you your best people, and Buckingham and Coffman proved it with the largest management study ever conducted. Hello, my name's Todd Hagopian, the original Stagnation Assassin, and the author of this book, The Unfair Advantage, Weaponizing the Hypomanic Toolbox. But today, we are doing a Stagnation Assassin book review on the first Break All the Rules by Marcus Buckingham and Curt Coffman. So get ready for a hard-hitting, bold, relentless review of one of the most data-backed management books of the last 30 years. And we will talk about whether its revolutionary promise delivers revolutionary results. Buckingham and Coffman spent their careers at Gallup organization, conducting two massive studies. The first asked over 1 million employees what they needed from their workplace, and the second analyzed 80,000 managers to uncover what the best ones do differently. The result? A 12-question measuring stick that predicts team engagement and performance, and 4 keys that great managers use to unlock talent. Time magazine named it one of the 25 most influential business management books ever written. 93 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. This book has weight. The question is, does it have teeth? Let's talk about what this book gets right. The 12 questions. Let's start there because they're the sharpest diagnostic tool in the book. Gallup discovered that you could measure the health of any work group with 12 deceptively simple questions. Things like, do I know what's expected of me? Does my supervisor seem to care about me as a person? At work, do my opinions count? These aren't soft, feel-good survey questions. They're actually predictive instruments. 12 questions. That's all it takes to expose whether a team is thriving or dying. And most companies have never asked a single one because they're too busy measuring outputs to notice the inputs are rotting. The 4 keys framework is where this book really earns its reputation. Great managers select for talent, not just experience. They define outcomes, not just steps. And they focus on strengths, not weaknesses. They find the right fit, not the next rung. Each of these is a deliberate rebellion against conventional management doctrine, and each is backed by mountains of Gallup data. The talent over experience insight alone is transformational. Buckingham defines talent not as some rare gift, but as a recurring pattern of thought, feeling, or behavior that can be productively applied. Your best housekeeper might have a talent for order. Your best salesperson might have a talent for persuasion. The key is that the talent can't be taught. It can only be discovered and deployed. You can teach skills. You can teach knowledge, but you cannot teach talent. And if you're hiring for experience while ignoring talent, then you're going to be building a team of competent people in the wrong roles. That's not management, that's malpractice. The focus on strengths, not weaknesses principle is one I talk about a lot, is a sacred cow slaughter of the highest order. Traditional management says identify the weaknesses and go fix them. Buckingham and I say no, manage around the weaknesses and pour fuel on the strengths. Stop trying to make your fish climb trees. They're not going to do it. Find where each person naturally excels. Put them in a position to do more of it. When I've applied this principle in turnaround situations, the results are immediate. People who were underperforming suddenly explode with productivity, not because they changed, but because their role was finally matching their wiring. Now let's talk about the murder board. What does this book get wrong? First, the people don't change much premise, while largely true, can become a convenient excuse for avoiding development. Yes, talents are relatively fixed, but behaviors, habits, and skills can absolutely be developed. This book can be read, especially by lazy managers, as justification for writing people off rather than investing in them. Buckingham would probably push back on that interpretation, but the text doesn't do enough to prevent it. Second, the data is overwhelmingly from large established organizations. If you're running a startup or a small to medium sized business, the luxury of finding the right fit for each person's unique talent is kind of a fantasy. Sometimes you need to put people in roles where they have to do 5 jobs at once, none of which match their natural wiring. This framework works beautifully at scale, but it does strain a little bit at speed. Buckingham's system assumes you have the roster depth to match talent to role. A lot of small businesses don't. When you're running a lean operation and everyone's playing 3 positions, you don't need a talent philosopher. You need a Swiss Army knife. Third, and this is the operator's critique, this book is heavily diagnostic and light on interventional. The 12 questions tell you where your problems are. The 4 keys will tell you what great managers do. But the bridge between diagnosis and daily practice, the specific conversations, the systems, the cadences, the accountability mechanisms, is pretty underdeveloped in the book. You'll know what great management looks like after reading this book. You'll still need to know and figure out how to do it in your specific, messy political environment. So what's the verdict? We're going to give it 4 kills out of 5. First, Break All the Rules earns 4 kills for the sheer weight of its research base, the enduring power of the 12 questions, and the paradigm shifting focuses on strengths over weaknesses. This is one of those books that changes how you see every team you'll ever manage, and that's why it gets 4. The 4 keys are real. The data is bulletproof. The central insight that people leave managers, not companies, should be tattooed on the forehead of every CHRO in America. It loses the 5th kill because the application gap is real. The book tells you what to value, but not precisely how to operationalize it at scale, in the chaos, under pressure. But that's a minor flaw in a major work. Buy the book, study it, and apply it. That's the Stagnation Assassin verdict on First Break All the Rules. 4 kills. A foundational management text that deserves its legendary status. For the operational playbook that turns these types of principles into bottom line results, the kind of transformation that happens when strength-based thinking meets Fortune 500 execution and discipline. Grab the unfair advantage, weaponizing the hypomanic toolbox. Subscribe to the Stagnation Assassin Show and visit toddhagopian.com and stagnationassassins.com for lots more free articles. Just remember, people do not leave companies. They leave managers who refuse to see their strengths. Stop trying to fix your people. Start deploying them. That's not soft management. That's actually surgical precision.